Sports Culture Lab. How can I help you? And back joining us in the studio for Sports Culture Lab is Ki Kim. Ki, good to see you once again.
Good to see you again.
Rivalries.
Yeah.
Do you have a rival?
Do I have a rival?
Yes, in broadcasting.
You?
Me? Really?
Probably.
Oh, he considers me as a rival.
Oh,
No, I'm saying I appreciate that.
No. I don't think. I've been here too long.
Too long?
I can't really say who's a rival in this very structure. Maybe once we used to have a lot of debate and fight between Peter Bint.
Peter,
yeah.
Peter. You know the crazy thing is like I don't know if it's just radio or like just in English broadcasting itself. Guys don't hate on each other. Guys, there's no rivalry, but there seems to be sometimes girls and rivalry going on.
Fierce.
At least not on radio, but I've seen some stuff on television. It gets wild.
It's unbelievable.
It gets wild.
Super wild.
You can argue that one of the great things about sports is the rivalry.
Yeah.
When we think about rivalry, what are some like team rivalries you can think of?
LA Lakers, Boston Celtics,
Yeah.
classic one. Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees,
Yeah.
of course. Yankees against Mets.
Crosstown rivalry, right?
Yeah, and then what else?
Your Golden State, the Golden State Warriors.
Golden State and Cleveland Cavalier when Stephen Curry is playing against LeBron. That was pretty.
That was like 1 year though, right? No, a few years. That was a few years.
So for twice, I think 3 times in 10 years, Golden States and Cleveland Cavaliers were
In the
fighting
finals?
against the finals. So that's pretty much why the Golden State's called.
Do you remember that one time the Golden State Warriors were up 3-1 in the finals, and then LeBron came back?
Got swept. Got
Football.
our butt.
Football, one of the
Smooshed.
great ones. Football, one of the great ones is United, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Real Madrid,
Barcelona, Manchester Derby, Manchester City and United, of
Yeah.
course. NFL, you know better.
NFL.
Yeah.
Everybody hates the Cowboys. That I know. Nobody liked the Cowboys. I don't know why. I used to like the Cowboys.
Dallas, right?
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, back when I was in the States, back in 2001, early 2000, there were some people who actually liked Cowboys before.
Yeah, I used to like the Cowboys in the 90s, to be honest with you. What? Pete likes the Dallas Cowboys?
Wow, I did not hear he watches football.
He watched football? Wow, I worked with him for so long. This is the first time I've ever heard him talk about football. Oh my goodness, the Dallas Cowboys.
He started watching when he was 10.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, that was the golden days of the Dallas Cowboys, actually.
Probably, yeah.
That was the
Back
golden
90s,
era of
yeah.
the... See, I liked the Cowboys in the early 90s, the mid-90s, 94, 95, 96, with Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman. But, I became a Jets fan later on. I don't know why. But
You're a huge Jets fan, I know.
I'm a huge Jets fan.
You
I am.
have a uniform.
I do have a uniform. But what about Korea, though? Enough about overseas, but Korea, there's big rivalry.
Well, today we're going to go into 80s. Because right now we have new rivals. Like, for example, in Seoul Derby, we have Doosan and LG.
Oh, you said
competing
Tucson
against-
first. The Tuer?
No, because the important things comes later.
Guys, you guys have to understand. That's very important. You know how, like, when you say, I have to say, okay, I'm going to say 고연전,
I say I say 연고전.
right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say 영고전,
Yeah.
but I think maybe one of our producers outside, from Korea University, he might be listening.
Yeah, he's a producer for the archive.
Archive.
Yeah.
He's from Korea University, so he might be tuning in. So I'm going to say 고연전, but like Puyang's from Yonsei, so it's like
Yeah.
영고전.
That's 연고전.
Whatever you put first is very important.
So that's why Korean University has a lot of protest to many different news outlets back in those days because 연고전 was a huge thing, right? Especially
Yeah.
basketball. It was huge, and every important media outlet, we're talking like 3 major news outlets, they used to say 연고전.
Yeah.
So the students from Korea University were like, why is it always 연고전?
Yeah.
It's 고연전, right? There's
Yeah.
a huge fight, and then I live nearby Annam.
Oh,
So
near
we're
Korea University.
Right? I used to before I got married.
Yeah.
And you go out there, then you see all this flag that says 고연전, 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 고연전.
So I heard, speaking of rivalry, I mean, Yonsei University, Korea University, that rivalry is crazy.
It's amazing.
And there's every year they have a sports festival. But I heard that now because there was so much fight over whether it's Yeongojeon or Goyeonjeon, that they interchange every year.
They do.
Right?
So they because they have to have official title at a certain point, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like 1 year. I think it's for example, odd years,
Yeah.
it's 연고전, and
Even years, it's like
고연전.
고연전.
Yeah.
And then he said Tucson LG, so what comes first.
Well, once in a while, I gotta let Tucson go because
Oh my goodness.
what rank is it right now?
To be honest with you, really bad, really, really bad.
But back in the 80s, Lotte Giants and Hette Tigers, or Hette Tigers, Lotte Giants, they're huge rivals. By the way, Hette Tigers now is Kia Tigers.
Right. And this is arguably
Yeah.
the biggest rivalry in the history of Korean sports. And we have the old logos.
Yes, Hette Tigers and Lotte Giants. There's a long time ago.
Actually, the Lotte Giants logo looks a little bit new. That's a newer
Yeah,
one.
newer one.
That's a new one.
Back in those days, they didn't write down English. They said Lotte Giants in Korean.
Yeah, and also like they had like their logo was like LG. Which was confusing because now you have the LG Twins, but it's the Lotte Giants. But we got to talk about this rivalry because it went beyond. There is a reason why this rivalry was huge. It's not just the teams being good.
Yeah. Well, number one, it was a regional tension.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to get into political thing right here because this is a
There was
sports
politics,
show.
though.
Yeah,
There
there's
was politics, though.
Gwangju, where Hette Tigers is located, it's pretty much leaning toward to liberal party.
Yeah, it's a liberal. It's a Cholla area.
Cholla area. Whereas Busan, home of Lotte, is obviously leaning toward to conservative party. So their regional tension was huge back then. And right now we have OTT platforms, we have dramas, we have movies, a lot to watch. Back in those early 80s, probably the baseball was the most popular and famous, the most important entertainment form ever. So everybody, especially dad, what they do, they come back home, right?
Yeah.
They bring either soju or beer bottle with chicken, on that sells on the street,
Right.
and then that's all they did. They watched the game from 6 to 9, and from 9 o'clock they watched the news.
Yeah.
So right now it's different, but TV was owned by dads.
Yeah.
That's why everybody watched baseball.
And baseball was big, and I just remember my dad explaining to me. Like he was an OB Bears fan. That's why I became a Doosan Bears fan. And so even though he was born in Gyeongsangdo region, he moved up to Seoul at a very young age, and his friend was a trainer for the OB Bears, and he got free tickets. He naturally became an OB Bears fan. But he was explaining to me about this rivalry, where if you're, let's say, a Hette Tigers fan, you would not eat anything from Hette. If you are a Lotte Giants fan, you would not be even, eating the Lotte, because Lotte used to make gum, right?
Very famous. So I was actually singing this song. 껌이라면 역시 롯데 껌. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Juicy, freshy, minty, spearmint. Oh, look, that was like a top advertisement song ever back in those days.
Yeah.
And then 70% of the gum market in Korea was owned by Lotte. So that was the thing that I was going to bring up. There's another rivalry. It's like Doritos versus Cheetos,
Yeah.
It's like Hette 제과, Lotte 제과. It's two snack giants were having rivalry again. So it's just like you said, if you're a fan of a certain brand, then obviously you would not eat other brands.
They used to call Lotte Giants like the gum putty, like they used to like gum sellers.
Right. They look down on it. So those are the old logos of Lotte and Hette back in those days. So who was it? Okay. So Lotte used to have Ace Cracker.
Yes.
That still sells now.
Right.
The bit of sweeter one.
Right.
So to compete with that, Hette had a Ace Cracker.
Yeah.
So Lotte came up with Jack Cracker.
Oh, is
that cracker is owned by Lotte?
Okay, I didn't know that.
So there was another rivalry. That was a bit more saltier side.
So they're basically going at it even with like the confectionery stuff. That's just wild.
Even ice creams. So Hette used to have Bravocon.
Yes.
Which has been a long time.
And the Worldcon?
Yeah. And then Hette came up with Worldcon.
But you know what's crazy is the Bravocon is older.
Yeah.
But what's more popular?
Worldcon nowadays.
Worldcon.
Yeah.
But
Bravocon back in those days, do you remember they had a CM song too? Bravocon.
How does he remember all the songs?
I forgot. I'll try to remember it. 12시에 만나요 브라보콘.
Our producer's singing it outside too. What's wrong with you guys? I don't remember any of this stuff. I was too young. No, but again, it goes beyond just sports because here in Korea, unlike let's say in the U.S. where it's like by city or state, like New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox. Here it's owned by conglomerates.
Right, big
but
companies.
The big thing here is it's going to be Lotte Giants, but it's Busan Lotte Giants.
Right.
It's going to be Gwangju Haedae Tigers or the Kia Tigers.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the rivalry. It's regional. I think the biggest thing is regional.
Biggest in regional, and then of course two snack giants, and also the Stars back then.
Yes, we'll get into the Stars in just a bit, but to tell you guys how crazy it goes actually beyond professional sports. You know, I go scouting for high school baseball.
Yeah, right.
And so if it's like Gyeongnam High School over in Gyeongsangdo versus like Gwangju Jeil High School. Oh my goodness, it's
province.
fierce.
I know.
It's fierce.
And
even
whenever
in
they
high
have a
school.
competition, well, now it's gone. But you remember Dongdaemun History Park? There used to be a Dongdaemun Stadium
It used to
where
be.
the championship for the high school baseball used to be held. And then when they have a match, it's not their parents.
No.
It's like all ajes, like older people, seniors who come in there and then they cheer for each team fiercely.
No, so a lot of people from Jeollado area moved up to Seoul, and they used to have businesses in Dongdaemun. I heard that they used to close up their shop when Gwangju Jeilgo used to come to Dongdaemun Stadium, and that's how fierce it is. I mean, you don't see that anymore now. But you still have the old school people come out to the high school games and still yell stuff. I'm not a big fan of it. We're going to continue to talk about this rivalry between the Haedae Tigers and the Lotte Giants with each two of the most legendary players. But we're going to take a short song break. You chose a song here from 들국화, one of my favorite songs, 그것만이 내 세상. Why?
There's an original soundtrack for those two stars that we're going to talk about because it's gotten made into a movie, and it was one of the.
I love this movie. This is
amazing.
들국화 with Only That Is My World. 그것만이 내 세상.
세상을 너무나 모른다고 나보고 그대는 얘기하지 조금은 걱정된 눈빛으로 조금은 미안한 웃음으로 그래 아마 난 세상을 모르나 봐 혼자 이렇게 먼 길을 떠났나 봐 나 또한 너에게 얘기하지 조금은 걱정된 눈빛으로 조금은 미안한 웃음으로 그래 아마 난 세상을 모르나 봐 혼자 그렇게 그 길에 남았나 봐 하지만 후회는 없지 울며 웃던 모든 꿈 그것만이 내 세상 하지만 후회는 없어 갖고 왔던 모든 꿈 그것만이 내 세상 그것만은
Hey! Stop looking at the clock! We still got more work at the Culture Inc.
Back in the studio for Sports Culture Lab, we're talking about rivalry. And when it comes to rivalry, the Hete Tigers and the Lotte Giants. I can't say that the Kia Tigers Lotte Giants rivalry
No.
is anything like what it used to be back before.
No, it sounds different. It's like
Yeah.
Do you remember back in those days in NBA we had Seattle Supersonics?
Yes.
So Seattle Supersonics, when Sean Kemp was there, it was a big team, and then they always played against Utah Jazz in
Yes.
the Western Conference or LA Lakers.
Right.
But now it's now it's back to Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah.
And it's different. It's big. It's a big team. It feels different.
It's just the heat's not there, you know.
yeah.
But speaking of basketball,
Yeah.
there's always the big. Is it LeBron James or is it Michael Jordan? Who is the better basketball player?
That's
Well,
not even a question.
who is it?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Well, I mean,
Changed the world.
but very different players, very different players,
Right.
different positions, very different positions, different game.
I had, I'm sorry. I admire LeBron James for his consistency and the years as dedicated as a star player for the past two decades. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I think Michael Jordan changed the entire basketball world.
I mean, this is one of those things where you really can't say, right? It just the
Right.
game is different. But imagine a world
Yeah.
where Michael Jordan and LeBron James are playing together in
NBA
different teams.
2K24.
No, in different teams. This is what we saw
Yeah.
in the 80s. The Lotte Giants had who?
최동원.
Chedon.
Yeah.
And the Hete Tigers had a
선동열.
slightly younger pitcher. He was a hube, 선동열.
Yeah.
These were two of the best pitchers in all of baseball.
Right, that's why in KBO we even named the MVP 최동원상.
Yes.
It's like Kobe Bryant Award for NBA.
That's like the Cy Young Award, basically.
yeah.
The best pitcher gets the Cy Young Award. Here, you get the Chae Dong-won Award.
Right. So, speaking of these two, their numbers are amazing. So I'm just going to name a few. For Chae Dong-won in 1984 for the Korean series, he had 4 wins.
Yep. You know what he
Meaning-
said afterwards?
What?
When they asked him, like, what are you going to do now that you won the Korean series? He said, I just want to sleep.
Oh yes, I remember.
그냥 쉬고 싶어요. 자고 싶어요. And it was,
자고 싶습니다.
yeah, I mean,
remember.
you can't, that's impossible now.
And it was complete game.
Yeah.
Like we don't do that anymore because with the current system, we're not allowed to do that to protect, of course, the player. But he was MVP for 1984 Korean series. For Son Dong-yeol, who obviously threw longer, he had a career ERA that's the best, 1.2. And in 1986 game, he had a 0.99 ERA, not for the game, but for entire season.
Guys, that means he gave up less than 1 run per game throughout the
game.
entire season.
Exactly.
You can't even see that in closers these days.
No, so he had a 6 Korean Series title, 3 regular season MVPs, 8 Golden Gloves. He was even a head coach of the Korean national baseball team. So there are 2 symbols.
Yeah, and then he ended up going over to, and we have the picture of Chae Dong-won and Son Dong-yeol. Chae Dong-won was the 선배.
On the right side
And
with the white collar.
But you know what the crazy thing is?
Yeah.
Is where did Chae Dong-won go? You know what university he went to? Yonsei.
Yonsei, yeah.
And then because, so guys, this is wild, okay?
Yeah.
So Chae Dong-won is the representative guy from Yonsei University.
Right.
And then Korea University goes, we have to get Son Dong-yeol.
Of course.
We
of
have
course.
to get him.
Yeah.
And the scout for Korea University visited Son Dong-yeol's dad in Gwangju every single day just to get the stamp saying that he's
Right.
going to go to Korea University.
yeah.
And then he went to Korea University. So even the rivalry started from university,
From college.
and they played together on the national team and things like that. But these were 2 of the greatest players ever.
Ever. So it's so unfortunate that Chae Dong-won, passed away
of
a
cancer.
long time ago. But he was a symbol of hope for everyone back in those days.
What's something that's iconic about Chae Dong-won? The glasses.
The glasses, yeah.
Right, so he wore those like the old school.
Glasses.
But you know who still does that? In tribute of Chae Dong-won, Kim Seo-yeon of the Hanwha Eagles. He's in the minors. He's in the minors now. Right
He just
now.
got moved down.
But I heard that he doesn't even need glasses.
I
But
thought it was
he,
Yang Hyun-jong, but
Yang Yeon-jong wears the different glasses.
Yeah.
But Kim Seo-yeon wears the exact kind of frames like Chae Dong-won.
Oh.
And when he first got drafted by the Hanwha Eagles, he requested he gets number 11.
to pay tribute.
Yeah, for Chae Dong-won. And I mean, Kim Seo-yeon is not a kid who I don't think he grew up watching Chae Dong-won.
No, he was born in the late 90s. So
Yeah, so
he can't.
he probably just still respects him. But it got to the point where there was even a movie.
Right. As you're going to see on the screen, it's called Perfect Game. Amazing film.
Great
Guys, if you ever see this coming up in the one of your platforms that you watch, OTT, you have to watch it.
It is now it's a little bit dramatized. There are some
Quite a bit dramatized.
portions, but this is based on a real game that they had.
Yeah. So based on the legendary 1987 matchup, and both featured 3 complete games, neither back down. So it's a pure, duel to the end. But the thing that I really remember the most from this movie is that, you're used to be a pitcher, so you know how vulnerable your fingers can be depending on the grip, especially when you throw, for example, a curveball or slider, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was the beginning of the movie, Chae Dong-won had a slight cut in his finger, and then he glued it with a super glue, and then he still and then he kept playing.
Yes.
And I was like, is that real? So that's why I asked you.
No, I'm trying to think if it was Chae Dong-won or if it was Son Dong-yeol. But
No, so Chae Dong-won did it at the beginning of the movie, and
Right,
then
right.
Yang Dong-gun was looking at it. You can't do that, right? But then
Oh, yeah,
towards
that's
the
right,
end
that's
of
right.
this movie, then Yang Dong-gun does the same thing.
so when you're throwing fastballs, right, especially four-seam fastballs, you have to basically rub against the seams a lot. And even for me, when used to play baseball with Arirang, like after an off season, I throw a lot, you get blisters.
Yeah.
But for them, they have already callus. They've been throwing so much that their fingertips are like heavily calloused.
Right.
But when you go beyond that, it splits.
Right, because it was so thick that it kind of cuts in the middle.
And so Che Dong-won, what he did was instead of taking himself out of the game, he would take crazy glue and put it together and throw.
I was like, wow.
But you saw how many pitches they threw. They threw like, what is it, like 200 pitches or something like that.
180 or something
Yeah,
like that?
180.
Yeah.
Which is, you can't do that to a pitcher anymore.
No, nowadays like 100 is the maximum you can throw as a starting pitcher. Normally. Yeah. So yeah, it was unbelievable, and the rivalry just doesn't end between the stars, but it goes beyond to the fans.
Yeah.
And how they enchant and how they cheer each team.
And if you want to really see how the fans cheer, you could actually watch the movie Perfect Game, and they do a pretty good depiction of how the Lotte Tiger fans and the Lotte Giants fans they do all that stuff. But we're gonna get into the cheering thing, cheering aspects of these two fans and more after we take a short song break. Speaking of cheering. I'm glad you brought... Guys, there's going to be another song.
Yeah.
But the first song here is going to be 조용필 with Come Back to Busan Port 돌아와요 부산 향해. And this is a very popular song because...
Because it was the main theme song for Busan Lotte Giants.
That's right. This is 조용필 with Come Back to Busan Port 돌아와요 부산 향해.
피는 동백섬에 봄이 왔건만 형제 떠난 부산항에 갈매기만 슬피 우네 오륙도 돌아가는 연락선마다 목매여 불러봐도 대답 없는 내 형제여 돌아와요 부산항에 그리운 내 형제여 가고파 목이 메여 부르던 이 거리는 그리워서 헤매이던 긴긴 날의 꿈이었지 언제나 말이 없는 저 물결들도 부딪혀 슬퍼하며 가는 길을 막았었지 돌아왔다 부산항에 그리운 내 형제여
So this song by Cho Young-pil, Come Back to Busan Port 돌아와요 부산 향해. It doesn't sound like a cheer song.
No.
But the way that they sing it at the stadium, it's faster.
It's a lot faster.
Yeah,
And
more passion.
And that's how they actually sound. They don't
Yeah.
sing the notes.
Yeah.
They just yell, shout.
One of the greatest moments that I experienced as a baseball fan, a few years ago, I had the privilege to do a play-by-play in English at the Sajik Stadium where the Lotte Giants play. And I think it was at the 7th inning. They turn off the lights at the stadium and everyone turns on their cell phone.
Oh, the cell phone lights.
The cell phone lights. And then they sing to 부산 갈매기, the Busan Seagull.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, the fandom there is ridiculous. And we have a
Unbelievable
picture of what the Lotte Giants fans do. With
You
the
see, the orange thing that they have is
garbage.
vinyl, garbage bag.
It's garbage bag.
And then they just put it on there with the airs in it, and everyone. So it's always easier if you're a newbie to the baseball. Lotte Giants always an upper hand, luring the new fans because their cheer fandom is just unbelievable.
So they use that. They put that on their head, and you tie it, right, and then you
Yeah.
connect it to your ear, and then put it on, and that's like the Lotte Giants hat. But after the game is done, they use that to clean the garbage.
Yes, that's
So,
another great,
yeah.
great thing there. And then we see Hatted Tigers. So these two are completely different figures, right? So the dialect is
Yeah.
also different. For Lotte Giant, they say "ma,"
Ma,
right?
ma.
"Ma." It's like, "Hey, you," that kind of thing. And then for Hatted Tigers, "아따,
Ata.
아따, 홈런," something like that. So
And
that's
then
a
we
different
have
thing.
the Hete Tigers fans.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, though, if you look at it historically, no KBO team has won more championships than the Kia Tigers or the
Right.
Hete Tigers. They have the most. And the Lotte Giants are now a very cursed team. They have not won a Korean series since, I think, 1990, I think
The
it is.
closest one was, I think they were playing against Tucson in early 2012, 13.
2013, they
Ideo was there.
Yeah, but they lost to the Doosan Bears, though.
Yeah.
They didn't even go on. But the fandom here, I mean, the chants that go on, the what is it? And you have to be careful because the fans back in the days, okay,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to drink soju at the baseball games.
Not anymore.
Do you know why? It's because of the fans.
Exactly. Because the thing is, back in those days, I'm going to talk about this, but I think this was back in 1986. In the early 80s, when their team loses, right?
Yes.
Then they used to throw the,
Glass
glass
bottles.
bottles to the ground. It was very, very, very dangerous.
Guys, they threw trash cans. They used to set the stadium chairs on fire.
I was on the hooligans.
Do you remember when the bus went on fire?
So when the bus went on fire, a lot of people think that was between Hete and Lotte, but it was actually Hete against Samsung, another rivalry.
Yeah.
Because Samsung is based in Daegu.
Yes.
So another regional tension. So Lotte lost to Hete on a ninth inning comeback, and then things got escalated, and some spectators began throwing glass bottles and cans into the field, and then they saw the bus of Hete Tigers. Because back in those days, obviously we
They
moved
travel
from
by
city to
well, they
city to
still
travel.
do.
Yeah. So the bus caught fire.
We have a picture of this bus
Yeah.
that caught on fire because the fans burned it down.
And if you notice, you can clearly see Hete Tigers, the logo in the front
Right,
of the
right.
car and then the side of the car. So that's how crazy it was.
It was, if you talk about some of the wildest fans in baseball,
Yeah.
it used to be the Hete Tiger fans and the Lotte Giants fans.
Unbelievable.
And I remember, do you remember a player by the name of Jose?
Jose, yeah, 997. I was going to bring that up.
He was a big
like
muscular
slugger,
guy.
yeah.
And do you know the bat incident?
He threw the bat to the spectator zone.
At the own fans.
Yeah, because he got
Hit by 컵라면.
Yeah.
They threw 컵라면 at Jose because he wasn't doing so well, and then Jose got he got mad.
Yeah.
And then took a bat and threw it into the fans, and
Which
it's
you
just
can never
wild.
do. Yeah.
And they were saying that it's because all these fans were too drunk, and so now you're not allowed to bring soju to the baseball games now, and you could blame.
Yeah, you can be kicked out.
Blame
Well,
the
you can
Hete
still
Tigers.
drink beer. Don't get us wrong.
Oh, you can drink beer.
Going to a stadium is an amazing experience still with all the chickens and Korean food and with the beer and stuff. That's great.
That's why like the elderly fans,
Yeah.
they take a water bottle and they put
Don't tell them the ideas.
they put soju in there.
Yeah.
But then the security guards are smart
Nowadays they are.
because they feel like something is weird. Why are they drinking that water so often, right? And then
Exactly.
they'll take it and they'll smell it and they take it away from you.
Right. Or kick you out.
Or they kick you out. And so it really, I wish we had more time to talk about all of this, but because of this heated rivalry between these two causing all these chaos
much
amongst the
trouble.
fans,
Yeah.
this is one of the reasons, right? But we talked about, 부산 갈매기 being one of the chant songs, 돌아와요 부산항에. But for the the Hete Tigers, there's a song that they still sing to.
Yeah.
남행열차.
비내리는 호남선. See, 비 내리는 호남선.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the region.
So that area is Honam region.
Yeah, yeah.
And they still sing this. And I'm not going to lie, even as a Doosan Bears fan, watching that from across the stadium,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It's something. It is something. So, guys, when you come to Korea, you gotta go to stadiums.
That's
They're
right.
amazing.
And you know what they say is even if the Kia Tigers play in Seoul, there's more Kia Tigers fans.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of Cholla fans.
Lotte too. Lotte too. If you go to a Lotte game, it's unbelievable. Yeah, the Lotte side is always filled.
If you ever want to check out great atmosphere, check out the Kia Tigers and the Lotte Giants playing together, or any of the fans coming to Seoul. If you're visiting Seoul, it's just an amazing atmosphere. Keith, thank you so much for covering one of the greatest rivalries in baseball here in Korea. Have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
And sending them out again, this is the cheer song for the Hattei Tigers or the Kia Tigers. This is Kim Soo-hee with Southbound Train, Nameng Yeolcha.